Murph figured that. What people don't get about Interstellar.
She figured that shit out.
She figured that shit out with the watch. She was like 23, bro. She died. She was on her deathbed when her father came back.
And she said, I knew it was you.
She rode that belief 40 more years that he would come back. Nigga said he wouldn't. She named the whole damn space station in the sky after the nigga. They was able to bring the nigga back before she died.
So look
and
at your bum
tell
ass
me
hating on me.
Okay, all right, bet. You're right.
You should be making me a space station, you stupid nigga. You should be making me a space station.
I already made you a space station. It's called Mallory Rose Patreon. Go over and subscribe.
It's called The Realest 9.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's a fact. I made the nigga a space station.
What you mean? Yo, it's the Mallory Bros Podcast, episode 247. A little bit behind. Watch your mouth. We starting this podcast.
He's getting ready to say 30,000 curse words.
We trying to get, trying to,
Chance, we ain't trying. We ain't tried. You ain't tried. Don't say if you ain't tried.
Episode 247. Believe it or not, this one does not have a region or area code we can
assign it to.
Yeah. So really, I'm just going to say if you multiply, if you divide 247 divided by 9, you're going to get 27, followed by a bunch of 4s. So let me tell you something. When you're riding around today, right, it's 3 9s here. It's me and Terrell, and it's you.
Terrence,
Shut up, Terrell. Let me get it off. It's me and Terrell, and it's you. That's the 3 9s, the 27. But the 4s that come after it, right, on this Tuesday, you have to pay attention to that. 4s, y'all. Look for patterns of 4. Maybe it's going to be like 4 things in front of you, but y'all think that I'm lying or bullshitting? I'm not. You bitch ass niggas think that it's a game. I made it this far with it, okay?
You didn't make it shit nowhere with 4s. And there's no 9 here.
Terrell,
it's 247.
3 9s. Do 3. What's 247 divided by 9? 247 divided by 9, you bitch ass
27.
Nigga. 27.4, stupid. And the 4s is the clue. Leave this in here. And I hope y'all see that Terrell, you don't got to believe in this shit like me, but guess what? His black ass wouldn't be sitting there if I didn't have this brain on me. The way this nigga talking, he might make me go ahead and grab this thing on me.
Pause.
It ain't no pause. The only thing that's going to pause is when the gun jam, and then I cock it back and leave his brains on me.
I hate this nigga, man.
Shot this nigga from the back, his shirt hit his T-shirt, left his Hanes on she.
But happy Tuesday, y'all. Hope everybody week is good. Hope everybody in good spirits. Y'all remember when we was on that last podcast, Terrence was virtual because crew was sick. I was not sick yet. But if you go back and watch that episode, I progressively start feeling like shit through the whole joint. Mm-hmm. By the end of it, I told Terrence, soon as we finished that joint, I was like, Brody, I'm definitely getting sick. Soon as we finished the record, I'm like, I'm glad you didn't come. And this whole week has just been, I got sick, G got sick. It was a point where all 3 of us was in this joint sick. We didn't get to get together, nothing.
I'm praying I don't get sick.
You good now. We all straight.
You don't sound straight.
We got a little extra, but it ain't I'm far from contagious, bro. I've been better for a minute. When you turn 30, your body don't shake all the way back in 3 days, 4 days, but you're not contagious after. I feel like my contagious period is way gone because I'm not sick no more.
So if I get sick, then what do I put it on? Who do I put it on?
Nigga, put it on you. You swole in the
fuck
gym.
Fuck out of here, boy.
You go to the fucking gym my fucking life. That's where you could get sick.
I'm risking my damn health and benefits in this damn place.
But funny thing, we was all supposed to get together on Sunday and I'll let you get to your recap, but we was all supposed to come see the baby, right? Sunny was back from her trip. Anna and Sunny came back, and we kind of stayed away because of the sickness. So we honestly been doing a good job trying to keep the baby safe.
I put the father instinct up. I said, yo, we might have to shut this down.
Okay? No, you didn't. I'm the one that said we should do virtual.
Terrell, I'm talking about Sunday. Sunday was going to be something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like, you know what? Everybody seeming a little murky. Even me, I'm testing the waters. I felt like I gotta wear a Big Hero 6 suit or something over this joint with this sick motherfucker next to me. Y'all know how I do. We've done plenty podcasts. With and without masks.
With COVID.
But this is what we do, y'all. Checking back in. I got the Laura Marion Kobe jersey, so y'all know it's gonna be a great episode. Low key, y'all. For anybody who's looking at this, do y'all know where I got this jersey? I got this jersey from Amazon for like $19 from 3 years ago or some shit.
I thought you had that joint when we was in college.
I feel like I did. Well, no, Terrell.
Not that far back.
It was like 4 or 5 years ago. I just randomly bought this joint on Amazon or some shit. I said, damn, you know what? Fuck it. Because Kobe passed. I said, I'm going to get a Kobe high school jersey just to wear on the pod. I said, I'm going to wear it on the podcast. So if a nigga want a Kobe jersey, you don't have to go to Mitchell and Ness to get a Lower Marion jersey.
Yeah.
I'm only saying that because I got the arms out. Y'all, I'm gaining weight. I'm putting my weight back on. I wouldn't wear this if a couple months ago when I was down in weight. I felt like I was looking a little bit more scrawny. Don't worry, though. Y'all see the nigga Ashton Hall? I'm about to be sitting there looking very much like that nigga, buffed up, dieseled up in front of the podcast. Yeah, so what's next? And I was going to tell you, it's niggas that was doing what he was doing before him. Like what he called ASMR.
Oh, yeah.
Working out.
But hey, because he did what they call he cornered this shit and took it to a new level. So now he get you know what I'm saying? You ever heard of that philosophy? Like technically, look, can you say that?
I came across, what's bruh name? His name Phil Kofer. I know you heard of bruh.
Oh, yeah. He used to ball for I forget who used to ball for.
Put respect on bruh name. He's been doing what bruh has just thought. Cause bruh, you've been working out low key. That's when you got most of your following. I remember watching you. You was doing that shit. But look, Phil been doing that shit for a minute, bruh. Look, you just gonna cut this up. ASMR, we hear everything. Just to tap back into the weekend recap, though. A-Train and Sunny coming back was the best shit ever, man. Of course, it's the best shit ever because I feel like my life goes back into a normalcy way of living. I told her, when you away from your life for too long, let's say you take a vacay for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to a week and 4 days, you low-key forgot I had a job. I'm good with, you get too comfortable in the break, then you don't want the coming back to be that way. So I never got too comfortable with them being gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That way, when they came back, it's just back to the basics. Well, we didn't get to see the family this weekend, so we just went out to eat. Believe it or not, y'all know where we went? Chili's. Motherfucking triple dipper.
It looked good.
It looked good. You talking about ours?
Yeah. With those
shit
pictures
was good, man. A-Train don't do Chili's like that. A-Train is an Applebee's girl. We normally go to Applebee's. That's our spot. The Bees.
We DoorDash from there frequent. Because we lost Fridays out here.
We DoorDash and we go in.
We are serial TGI Fridays. We will, if we DoorDash and you want something that's not just.
We are serial Applebee's.
Chance, imagine you get on DoorDash one day and you looking for the Applebee's and you're like, what the fuck, are they closed? And then you look it up and it says, you just don't see it. You look it up and it says, closed permanently.
What?
That happened to our Fridays. Bro, we can't DoorDash no more Fridays, bro. And
damn, y'all love the DoorDash Fridays.
We did, but my bad.
Triple Dipper was fire, man. I wish I could bring it here and just eat it.
Yes.
Right here. That would be dope. This is a good mukbang setup that we got right now.
If y'all want me and Terrence to do hot ones, hey, somebody said we should do hot ones. And we have the perfect setup to do a hot wing.
Yeah, but it need to be different. It should be the actual joint. You see, I would really want to do that.
I would too. You ain't trying to do it.
Anyway, A-Train got the honey chipotle crispers. That joint was gas, and that's funny. I didn't even eat her joint. I got the regular joints, just trying to keep it chill. Took a bite of her leftover joint and was like, damn. Took a bite at the crib and said, I missed out. Anyway, dope weekend. I know I'm sure everybody's looking at the market crashing right now and seeing how the stock market is going crazy or whatever. I don't know if y'all know, but I'm learning a lot about that and trying to get smarter about the big side of the world. But other than that, y'all, the rain has made it so that really these days have been tough. Because we get a nice day, but then we had a good, we got outside for a couple of the good days we got. We did get rain. Rail's been getting good sunlight, that's true.
We've been getting outside.
By the time I wanted to get outside, I felt like it's been raining. But
yeah. Took the fam over to Patsy's, which is the same umbrella as Mike's. Y'all know I love Mike's. But that was cool. We have been enjoying the weather, bro. The weather's breaking.
We definitely getting hotter days for sure. But you don't think it's been raining too?
It has, but look at what y'all need to get out. You specifically need to just go for like a walk and look at all of the cherry blossoms and shit, bro.
Terrell deadass told me that don't wash your car, it's gonna rain the next 4 days. The next day sun was shining. No, it wasn't, Terrell.
I don't know. No, it didn't rain that day. I don't know why.
Was shining.
It said 4 days of rain, and you got rain. Nigga just said all of the rain. So nigga, you got enough of it. You still shouldn't have washed your car, but there was a couple of good days we had. But that's pretty much it for the week. It was a chill week. T, what we getting into first?
First topic that I told you we need to talk about is the Snow White situation, y'all. We're not going to spend too much time on it. Yeah. But the girl for Snow White, if you don't know, Snow White is one of the most recent live action remakes that we've gotten from Hollywood. Of course, you've heard of the Lion King joint. They just had Mufasa, Aaron, Pierre, that joint.
Everybody just released on Disney Plus. We need to watch that joint.
I actually want to watch that joint too. And honestly, believe it or not, that joint, from what I know, people said it was good.
Yes, people went back to see that joint twice.
Yeah, people said it was damn good. So, I mean, shout out to them because I know live action has a challenge in the theaters already, y'all. The girl's name is Rachel Zegler. I'm hoping I'm saying her name's right. I hope it's not Ziegler or some other shit.
I think it's Zeg.
Well, basically, she had some comments that she said a while back to her. You don't got to put the clip. But
longer 1937. She's
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. So we didn't do that this time. I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years. The cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power. Longer 1937.
She's not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. The original cartoon.
Fearless, fair, brave, and true.
Fearless,
fair, brave, and true.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story. With a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. So we didn't do that this time. I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years. The cartoon was made 85 years ago.
Cartoon was made 85 years ago? She's fucking eating a burger while she's talking? Bro, this is what they were saying. I don't want to talk about her comments, really. Just the fact that she's making those comments and what that can do to your film. Because believe it or not, Snow White got off to a super, super slow start. I don't think they ever picked back up. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but one thing I do know is they didn't have the opening that they thought they was going to have.
For sure.
And a lot of people feel like the impact that her comments made on the film, on the film's performance, a lot of people feel like her comments are the reason why people aren't going to see the movie. And I'm here to tell y'all that is not true. The real issue is the fact that she spent more time talking about like a mission or like an idea than the actual movie. Because when you think about what she was saying, bro, she wasn't all the way wrong.
She wasn't off about anything she was saying for real. It just doesn't help. It just kind of...
Greta Gerwig literally did the same thing with Barbie. She just didn't do it that way, where I feel like there is a certain way you do it.
That's it, yeah.
Because she talked about the same points with Barbie. I'm only here to say this, y'all. If you think about this situation and you think about the Taraji P. Henson situation, I was telling Terrell, it seems like the more you pull people's attention away from your actual story... I mean, like, hey, this is a movie about a guy who loves this girl. He's going after her. The more you pull away and you say, well, you know, traditionally we make love stories about this. And every time you talk about a movie, you're talking about how we traditionally make stories versus this one. You just remind us that like movies are changing, and I ain't gonna go see the new version of this.
And then to add an extra layer to that is the industry ran on nostalgia now. So once you pull back the curtain of nostalgia to your bullshit, and now we're not focused on, oh wow, Snow White coming back.
Right.
Now that we have your agenda or like your beliefs kind of at the forefront of the promotion, and now that's the talking point on the TL about the film, we're cooked. Because once the nostalgia gone, then now all you have is the product, and look at the scores it got, bro.
Right. And what did she do to wipe the nostalgia out, Terrell? She started shitting on all the people that fucked with the movie. She said, look, the first one was about a guy who stalked her. Look, weird. You know what that feels like? It feels like you're calling me weird because I enjoyed
if you're a Snow White
stalker
fan,
version. You know what I'm saying? Then she's like, it came out 85 years ago, very evidently, you know? It's like, girl, the confidence, the cockiness, you know, she got me feeling like this. Like, okay, like...
Yeah, like maybe I don't want to go see you play and you playing Snow.
And look, Terrell, I don't know if you want to put this next clip. Did you see the clip where she was like, people are going to stand in line for me. People are going to come to the theater and see me, whether they like what I say or not type shit.
That is true though about her. There's a lot of people that have stood on her side behind all of the backlash because they feel like she's right. Now, this is the question where we could take it.
Because I'm not saying she wrong. I'm just saying you took the attention away from the movie, and that's why the movie is...
And then you also got to wear the L now. Because you pop big shit like that. But this is my question, because I think she do bring up a question worth having a conversation about. And y'all can tell me what y'all think as well in the comments. So basically, she said she wanted to see more of these films be about girls finding like their own self-worth and their own path to like whatever this freedom or unlocking this cage and then not always being a man. Type shit, you know? It's always a man that comes and rescues a princess.
It's always a man that fulfills a princess's wish.
Yeah, why is her life always contingent on wanting this man?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I agree that
you can have the new idea without cheating on the last one. Like imagine saying,
yeah, but I just feel like you got that. Like looking in like we love Encanto. With that wasn't about her finding a man. It was about her finding. It was about that. It was that. That's why I feel like
Moana is about her finding a man. Moana.
I never seen Moana all the way, but no.
You know what I'm saying?
Frozen, the girl had to like duck off, and like I mean, I guess she finds a man there, but I feel like they're a lot more layered than that. And deducing films that come out now just to that is kind of like.
I'm about to say some true shit. The reason why y'all see messages like this happening is because we are so different now as an entire world as far as relationships and love that normal used to be looked at as man-woman. That used to be looked at as normal. Now, love is love. So now, a princess waiting for a man isn't as relatable in our world these days as just somebody waiting for themselves.
I guess that's kind of true.
And I think the hard thing that Hollywood is facing is like, at first it was like a racial thing. Damn. All white movies, y'all ain't got no other races. So they start being more diverse. Mm-hmm. Now, diverse.
Then it went to, with the surge of the LGBTQ wave, came that wave into film. But now we here.
That's what I'm saying. We never were able to comfortably be diverse with the LGBTQ community yet.
I don't agree at all. They got thousands of films.
They do, but look what we talking.
And there's a gay character in every single thing you watch now. Everywhere. I feel like they successfully represent. I think they're successfully now represented compared to before.
They're successfully represented, Terrell, but we talking about like, okay, bet. This is Snow White. Imagine they say instead of Snow White waiting for a man, it's going to be Snow White's going to be a man and he's going to be waiting for a man.
But they would never do that to the classic. And that's the point.
But you see, that's my thing. But why force people who do love that way, why force people to go and see a heterosexual relationship again? You know what I'm saying?
Because that's
made in 85. So the idea is to take away love from these movies and put in purpose, and I think that is the L.
But you got movies like Luca, where
but you see that's the point that I'm making. You know,
Luca does that. I feel like people have an issue
That's the
with,
point that I'm making, Terrell.
No, but I feel like the people have the issue with what she's doing because you're changing something that was already what it was. So I don't think people are against her wanting this new form of something. Cause cool.
I don't
It's
think
just
people
the
are
fact-
against it either. I'm
just
saying
the-
I'm against it.
No, I'm saying it's just. I think the movie didn't perform well because you brought all of that to something that people already love. Imagine if a nigga that was doing Lion King over started changing or talking about Mufasa in a way that don't sound like the Mufasa you grew up on. You may be reluctant to go see it. I feel like that played a big role in people's perception of just the movie that Snow White was going to be because
I think he's saying the same thing.
maybe we are.
Yeah, because I
Maybe
feel
we
like
are.
he's saying the same thing. I agree. I agree with what you're saying because that did play a big ass role, 100%. And that's why I said like these days, my whole point is the fact that they think the Lukas and the Moanas and Frozen, the more movies we get, they're taking love as a whole just out. They think they're gonna just give you a big be happy and be confident piece. And my thing is like I told A-Train, you grew up watching all them princess movies, and I don't think that tainted your idea about love. If not, it gave you this like fairy tale idea of what love should be that I feel like women these days who grew up on princess movies still have the idea of that. And I don't think it was like this thing that put them down as women and made them rely on a man. I think it was just about finding love. Like, I think taking love out of these movies makes... Where are the kids gonna know that it's cool to wake up and love somebody? I feel like
I agree, man.
this move is being made by bitter ass, alone ass humans who feel bad to watch again a love story. Now she's trying to find herself.
But
that
see-
sounds like
I agree.
a loner, you know? These
I'll
for
take
kids.
it a step further. I'll take it a step further and say I feel like little girls still need those stories.
100%.
I feel like little girls should still.
My baby girl watching the old.
I feel like little girls should still grow up and watch all of those movies that involve like a princess and a prince or a girl that ends up with a guy, Hercules. If you go back and watch Aladdin and like some of these movies, you realize that the guy had to like earn the girl. It
Yeah.
was never like a servitude type thing. Sometimes, I mean, yeah, like she's waiting for Prince Charming. Everybody knows that, but like he couldn't be like anybody. He had to be worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like he had to be a good dude. Or you had situations like Aladdin or what's another one I can think of? I forget. Or Shrek or something where the guy wasn't really her speed at first. And then through genuine interaction, she started fucking with him as a person.
Nah, yeah, none of the movies
That's
ever.
why I feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
none of those movies were like super, I feel like over toxic masculine.
And
I
y'all
feel
don't
like they should still
realize
watch
that
them.
like those were the safest relationships for kids to view. If we take those relationships, and we have been, as the more we keep taking those relationships out of the kids' movies, what relationships do they have to look at? The ones at home, and then the adult movies or the adult relationships that they shouldn't be seeing. They need the fairy tale idea of relationships first, right?
I
Or they
agree.
just gonna get the straight raw shit we all get.
Yeah, because
You know?
what type of love do they see on the content that they do watch? Because you're not really getting it from like a lot of the kid shows. You get it from like movies.
Yeah, and it's irresponsible to think that a kid's able to think about like the way she's saying, oh, obviously this was made 85 years ago. Okay, that's because you're an adult judging this movie like an adult. When you was a kid, you wasn't thinking about, oh, she's dependent on a man. You was just thinking about your dad and your mom and love and you know what I mean? You wasn't thinking about the shit you're saying right now, but you making a kid's movie, but you talking about all of this shit. No wonder people didn't go take their kids to see it.
I will say she wasn't all the way wrong about wanting to see more films for little girls that focus more on the girl's self-worth and finding her happy place, not always being co-op with also finding a man in that journey.
But
I
like
do get that,
you
but I
said
do
we
because
have them. So you really got a frozen point, ma'am, because when we put these...
speaking of Frozen, she still
No
found
pun
a man.
intended. Yeah.
But that's my thing. I feel like I do understand her feeling like
I get her point.
people could be indoctrinating
Yeah.
people to think they gotta go. I get the idea. I just think.
And then my whole PR is just that it's a time and place. Same thing with Taraji P. You right. You do deserve more money.
Nah,
but
that's true.
When they asking you about Color Purple and you say, we loved it was cool, and you kind of short there, but then you go long-winded on you ain't been paid, that's the pull.
That's the story now.
That's the pull. The movie must not be that good.
Think about the way people talked about the Color Purple before and after that Taraji
And then
situation.
after, I feel like, I agree with the points that she makes in that, but I think there is selling your movie and then there's making a point, and I feel like those need to be separate. I think when you sign to do this movie, everything that you think about what you're doing is true. I think you got a little too carried away in explaining like why you're doing this versus just the movie. And you know what I be thinking? Y'all think y'all are bigger than some of these movies, and these movies are way bigger than you, ma'am. 85 years ago, Snow White, we all grew up with that. We don't care about, the fact that it doesn't fit in today's times, because back then it was not about that when we watched it.
And when you do that, you're robbing the studio of the lick they know they hit.
Yeah.
Which is nostalgia. We know motherfuckers are coming to see this movie because they love the first one.
They want to relive it in
all
live.
of the steam of that first one to ride into this one. That's the reason why The Lion King was successful, and all of the Mufasa, Pumbaa, whoever that comes after it will be successful because of that original steam. It's the reason why Marvel has been so successful. Think about it, Terrence. Even from the very beginning, niggas wanted to go see Marvel films because of the comics.
Yeah.
It was, oh shit, the comics about to come to life. Like, this nostalgia play did not start in 2020.
Nah, it didn't.
It happened way back, like 2010, 2011.
Even before then, like a long time.
Even like Spider-Man. Like,
Yeah.
think about it. Like, the whole start of like the
Trust
Sam
me.
Raimi
Yeah.
days.
Comics to movies is the low-key the start of the nostalgia wave just continuing. That's why, like we said, you can look at the clips yourself. That girl shat on the OG. And then you left it up to people who are, I guess, believers of your message to come see your movie, and that's not going to turn out well in the box office, y'all. You need all of the bums and scums and everybody to come to your movie, believe it or not.
You do. And you know what sucks? You get to walk away as this like woman hero. Like, your fan base still fuck with you. So she got like a little bit of a backing after like the backlash.
Yeah.
So the only people that really take the L is the people that made the film.
Yeah, what was it? There was somebody, the director's son or somebody came out and
said what?
And was talking about how she ruined that for all of the cast and crew and the people that worked hard on that film, and you ruined it, making it all about yourself. He came out, I believe it was the director's son came out and was like, you ruined my dad's film type shit.
Damn, man, sucks,
Because
man.
look, her message, true. But what you did for work, you buried that joint.
You did.
But look, we're going to move forward. Usher. Okay, bet. Let's just start off
We
on
wanted to
Usher.
start with Usher.
At this point, we should just have an Usher topic. This should just be an Usher topic at this point. We've had several podcasts doing this. Usher needs to be stopped. He does. Once again, first off, Usher is still doing this bullshit. I feel like if you look at 3 years ago podcasts is when we talked about Kiki. Do you know that?
Yes.
Like a minute ago.
It was a minute ago. It was.
Usher is still out here breaking up happy homes.
At what point, though, do we just admit that this is his era? This is the era of his career that we're going to look back when Usher finally goes up to the pearly gates in however many years, right? Let's say the nigga lives to be 107, right? When he go up, people are going to talk about this era and say, remember when he started getting everybody in trouble with this tour? Remember? That's what people going to say. And I feel like he's leaning into it. He loves the fact that bruh just divorced his wife or whatever. Yeah. What happened? What actually happened?
It says a 45-year-old man just filed for divorce. 45. It just says a 45-year-old man filed for divorce from his wife after she allowed Grammy-winning singer Usher Raymond to seduce her on stage. The husband claims the woman has never kissed him in public, and he was shocked that she could do that to a complete stranger in the presence of 20K people. I'd have left her ass too. I'm sorry. This is
I would have left her ass.
There's
too.
women in the comments. Let me just read one of them. He's weird. It's Usher. He's married and gay. If my man did that with Beyonce, I would be like, really? But not divorce. This is the type of gaslighting bullshit that we always gonna get from women. Come on. Look at this dude put. This is 99% of all women, and your wife is part of that 99%. It might not be Usher, but there's another fantasy man she would act this way for. My nigga, I'm gonna tell y'all right there.
I don't agree with that either. You agree with that?
I am gonna say this, and I don't care what y'all say. That ain't A-Train.
Terrence, but do you agree with it?
No.
Okay, say that.
That ain't A-Train. Because niggas will say, your girl, okay,
This
but
motherfucker
this
was
what niggas do.
45 and didn't know
People
that.
be like, Terrell, G would do that. No, the fuck she wouldn't. And low-key, I feel like A-Train got more respect for herself. And let me say this, ladies. A lot of you ladies got way more respect for yourself than to do what that lady did. And she can her marriage. And this is all I'm going to say. Maybe you're right. Usher breaking up happy homes. I'm just doing my J.O.B. I'm feeding the fam. Y'all coming out to the show. Lady, you get up on stage and you do that and whatever your husband leave or whatever. I personally feel like you played yourself by even being seduced like that from Usher. I feel like if you doing all of this moaning shit because Usher got cherries,
she on camera.
You a loser like shit as a woman. Think about it, Terrell. No man sees the woman juggling the cherries in his mouth and thinks, oh, I want to wipe her. We all think dub. Soon as we see you under Usher's cherries, nobody wants you. Terrell,
That's true. But look, she's 45. This Brian
45 make it 5 times worse.
She's 45.
Hey, 45.
She's married. She said she never kissed Brian in public. And I feel like that's fucked up if she just out here wilding like this.
Bro, I want you to imagine
I feel like she was on camera. She got a little, fuck it in the moment. And she went full send into it like a damn fool.
I want you to imagine every time you go and kiss her, she do this. We're in public now. Oh, come on, we in public. And now, I can't even smack her ass in public. She's like, God damn, we down in public now. What the fuck? I'm ready to divorce this motherfucker, but you know what? Fuck it, I love her. She love me. It's certain things, pimp, she ain't gonna do for
nah,
you.
Yeah,
I'm telling the young
rationalizing.
niggas, it's certain things your woman ain't just gonna do. Let me tell you what my wife won't do. She won't even kiss me in public. She'll never kiss me.
But I love her.
But I love her and never leave her. She viral this week, bruh. Dangled cherries, gobble gobble in her mouth.
I'm just tired of talking about Usher. I don't give a fuck.
We're not talking
I feel
about
like
Usher,
it's
Terrell.
all a show, low key.
We talking about how the women who get
And if you
seduced
go
by
out there-
Usher are losers.
But this Usher has to be stopped thing.
Y'all would say the same
Usher
thing
will
for men.
not be stopped because this is his era. This is what he will continue to do. Because guess what? Niggas like you will bring it to your podcast and we're going to all talk about it. And guess what it does? It sells tickets for Usher.
Usher.
He's
just
making
tell you this, bruh.
It
It ain't gonna be me coming at you, Usher. It's gonna be one of these bros who did not take lightly what you did. 45 years old, bro. Who you think he about to get out here and get next? Nobody. He about to take her back, and now he has inherited beef with Usher. He taking her back, and now he just hates Usher.
He just gonna hate that nigga.
Did you see what happened to Usher? Car accident. Is he okay?
Don't know. That's not funny.
It's not funny, but I'm just saying. Terrell, give me the bitch. Come on. Give me the bitch. Come on. If y'all think that was fucked up, hey, look, I'll take that back. We just joking.
Just your luck. The news pop. You know what I'm saying?
Like joking. Come on. They know I'm a joke. It's fucked up when you know Usher was in a car accident and then you make the joke and it's like, yo, that's not funny because he was really in a
You know what's funny about that too? People want you to make edgy ass jokes. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Because
Terrell.
people, when you get backlash, they just tuck off and say, I laughed at that shit.
I thought it was funny.
Bro, I have done that hella times. I be laughing at some shit somebody get canceled.
You'll make a joke like that and then somebody says, wow, Terrence is so disrespectful. I mean, really? Usher has a family and kids and you're like, oh shit, they not taking it. They not taking it.
And now you on Twitter saying, I guess I see why he could have cleaned it up.
Now you Marvin Sapp. I guess I should have been a little bit more nicer.
But in the moment,
Open them doors.
Close the doors.
Close them doors. Pregnant lady, I don't care. Close the door. All right, look. We're going to move forward to some more. Hey, look, I guess I'm going to be on all of y'all bad side this podcast. Because moving forward, I just want to talk about the fact that Ja Morant fined by the NBA $75,000 for a gun gesture that he made to Buddy Hield after the Grizzlies, believe it or not, I believe they lost this game. They ain't win the game. They lost.
Okay, I'm gonna get ready to say, fill me in on what happened with Ja, because y'all know how Terrence is. He's on the TL, he's going back and forth. I said, I'm gonna wait literally to pod day to figure out what's even happening. All I know is I keep seeing pictures of Mikal Bridges and Braun and niggas putting guns up. So I know, okay, this got something to do with like the gun shit, but what happened?
I'm not sitting here trying to absolve Ja Morant for the bullshit that he's done in his past. Ja Morant did have a situation where it seemed like you roughed up somebody before with the shoe thing, the altercation with the shoe store. You do have a situation where the Pacers said that there was lasers pointed from your camp, not Ja Morant, but for some reason his camp, they said that there was lasers pointed at their bus. Now, I will say that the Pacers lost that game. Ja Morant said that was fake news. I honestly low-key believe it. I don't think that they really was pointing lasers at the fucking Pacers bus. But I want y'all to know that that's a national story that went nutty. That joint went everywhere, and people are like, oh.
Terrence, but we don't know if that's true or not. These niggas might have really did that.
People are now saying he pointed lasers at the Pacers. People put that on Ja Morant's jacket. When whole T, it was not even Ja. They said it was one of his men. And look, imagine they say, hey, Terrell, welcome back to the bus. Do you know one of your friends over there was pointing? Look, I don't know what the fuck they doing and how you know it was them.
Terrence, no, but you basically making it seem like it didn't happen, and that could have happened, and that would be a bad look for your entourage, nigga.
I only named it because Ja Morant has to wear it whether it was true or not. I'm just pointing out the fact that we don't even really, it was never confirmed. No press charges. The Pacers don't have no paperwork,
you're right.
No police report. Just words from a team who just lost.
Yeah.
So all I'll say is this. Ja Morant also has the issue where he posted a gun on IG Live twice. One of them he posted, said, I got a gun. The other one, his mans was recording, and Ja Morant was just in the passenger seat with a gun. It ain't like Ja said.
And to be honest, I don't think he did anything wrong.
Okay, bet. I'm glad we're on the same page.
I don't think he did any. I feel like he's a shit talker, and you can say he not hard or whatever, but I don't think he broke any. And that's what they said. That they proved that because they were saying he brought a gun. It was a speculation that he brought a gun somewhere. Bro, on the TL was cleaning shit up with the facts that that was never proven true that he brought a gun
to the facility like Gilbert Arenas. They putting it on Gilbert. They trying to say Gilbert Arenas the same thing. Gilbert Arenas couldn't make a gun gesture. Nigga, Gilbert Arenas, first off, Jarvis Crittenton was made in the streets. Literally. Gilbert Arenas had to bring that gun to the locker room. You was running your mouth, Gil, and low-key, Jarvis was about action.
I don't even know the backstory of...
And he was young. And that's the thing. What Gil did was irresponsible as fuck, but low-key, Gil admitted low-key. You think about it, Gilbert Arenas is a funny-ass nigga. He was low-key shook. Oh, shit, nigga, you gonna have your shit, I'm gonna have my shit. And that shit just went left. But look, that's like bringing your gun to Target, and you work at Target. That's bringing your gun to work, and you was talking about what you was about to do. Oh, you could never work here again. But
yeah,
you just having your gun on IG, and let's say you was arguing with somebody, and you said, nigga, I will take my gun and shoot you. Your job really can't act like,
unless I'm wearing y'all uniform. But this is the thing. People talk about how Ja represents, whatever way he represents. My only thing is, at the end of the day, he's an American, and most of these fucking niggas most of these motherfuckers that own the teams are proud gun owners.
They can
are
post
proud and would be pissed off if they had to take their guns away if their rights change. But I just feel like that tune kind of changed when a nigga is too
black man. What your amendment
when
is? Second Amendment right? Or was it Third Amendment? Your right to carry.
Right to bear arms, second.
Your right to bear arms, right? They don't like that when you're black. That's only as soon as you start talking about day joints, they start bringing up the amendments. Hold on, wait. When we start bringing up us, they align us with thugs.
No, I will say this, T. It's black folks too.
100%.
That it just seemed like we starting to like
this
pick
not
on
them.
Ja.
Yeah, this is everybody.
And the backlash forced the NBA to act. I feel like Ja wouldn't get fines if niggas didn't trip. If not us. I'm saying just people in general.
Yeah.
But you got people at the forefront like the Stephen A's and all of these people that use it and blow it up even more. Now it's a thing, and I feel like the NBA got no choice but to fine you for what?
But it's bullshit, y'all.
It is bullshit.
I want y'all to think about this. Do y'all know Ja Morant been doing that gesture all year? And that there's plenty of clips out there that show that he's done it. Dude put up the tweet where Ja did it on 4 separate occasions already this year. Ja Morant been doing that all year.
Now,
Low key.
Is the NBA charging everybody that's doing that? Because I
No.
seen the nigga
Because that's
Anthony
where I'm
Edwards
getting.
just the other night.
That's what I'm getting.
Oh, my
I don't
bad.
know if y'all realize Terrell don't be letting me get the points. But that is literally my point. Ja Morant been doing this shit all year. Believe it or not, Buddy Hield did this shit to Ja Morant first. Why y'all think Buddy Hield did it first, y'all? Because Buddy Hield know Ja been, that's your shit.
You've
And
been
we
doing
about
this.
to beat y'all. So, hey, Ja. Yeah, nigga. That's what we do. Ja did something where, whatever, they end up losing the game, but Ja did something where he get the leg up, he does it back when he's walking off. Steph Curry, Draymond Green are elder statesmen of this league. Championships made.
Dynasty.
Look, what the fuck? When he walked away, Steph and Draymond is like, he pointing a gun at them. You can see Draymond banking it, Terrell. So like, that went crazy on the TL. It goes crazy on the TL. It goes viral. NBA sees and can take $75,000 from me. When, like you said, Terrell, there's a bunch of other players who can do gun shit. Oh, I'm shooting you up. They can do all of this shit. No fines. I do that all the time, and because this one goes viral and just reminds niggas of the one thing I did,
Which wasn't even a big deal.
which was me showing my gun on IG. You can take $75,000 from me. I already couldn't play. I already did the time. You suspended me. I already did everything. You can take more from me because you don't like that some shit went viral.
And I feel like it's
Because guess what,
unfair.
Terrell?
Okay. Mhm.
Y'all should be letting the NBA players know that they can't do that. Not finding me. Hey, this shouldn't be done nowhere. And since you broke that, now you can find me. Because you can't not like the fact that this shit went viral and now it makes the NBA look bad because y'all allow it here but don't allow it here. And y'all allow it here, don't allow it here. Now you want to find this person?
Now my question is this. I'm an NFL fan. I'm not an NBA guy. You watch more basketball than me. So in the NFL, they don't fuck with that. In the NFL, you do finger guns and stuff, niggas getting flags on every team for that.
Yeah.
It seemed like the NBA is a little bit more,
That's it.
it's a lot of niggas that's getting away with it. Because in the NFL, it was some bullshit cases, but you can say for the most part, they didn't only penalize certain players.
Nah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You remember how niggas used to look at Pac-Man Jones?
Yeah.
When Pac-Man Jones played, I swear everybody just felt like he was the most savage nigga and will kill everybody on the team if he really wasn't playing ball. He was
Pac-Man Jones
he
was
was
like-
like an NFL street nigga in the NFL.
He knows that. He knows that. And like low-key, shout out to Pac-Man Jones because he has a great career in the media right now.
Nah, he does.
That I will say this on record. Nobody had Pac-Man Jones having this part of his career.
Mm-hmm.
Pac-Man Jones is a regular on Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
Pac-Man Jones.
And think
Back in
about
them
his
days,
career. Pac-Man done played everywhere.
Yeah, like-
he done played for everybody's team in some capacity. Anyway,
He brings that too to the platform. The same organic
yeah, he does.
authenticity.
That
Yeah.
Atlanta is coming out.
Yeah.
But going back to it, the NBA seem like they more lax with who they penalize.
But that's why
Or
we don't
are
like
they?
it, Terrell. That's why we don't like it because y'all can come out and say, all right, based on this clip going viral, nobody in the NBA should be doing the gun thing anymore.
But I'm saying, is there another side of the argument where people would say, the NBA been cracking down, they find this person, that person, that person, or are they really just only finding jobs?
Terrell, no, y'all gotta show me. If I'm missing the information, y'all know I'm game. I'll tell you, oh, okay, I didn't see this. But either way, it hasn't been as tailor tight as the NFL. NFL, they gonna flag everybody. The NFL say we not allowing this, and then they flag everybody. I don't think the NBA ever came out and said that you can't do the gun shit. They've been doing it all year. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah, it's people still doing it. You see Anthony Edwards literally the other night doing I don't know if he tucked them. But look, niggas is now doing this. They leave the pinky out to make it look like it's not a gun. But like, come on, y'all. If we gonna start flagging, if we gonna start penalizing players, you gotta be consistent.
Nah, yeah. Like, Ja Morant will hold this up, right? And niggas was like, oh, he's throwing up neighborhood crip. What the fuck is wrong with you niggas? I swear to God, you niggas are tripping. Hey, y'all, what's Ja Morant's number? What's Ja Morant's number, y'all? Terrell, what's Ja Morant's number?
3?
No. It's 12.
Oh,
What that
okay.
look like? 1, 2. 1, 2. Not
that look
throwing
like
up
2-1.
neighborhood.
That look like 2-1 to me.
But look, when he do it, he'll do that. He'll do that. Because it's just my hand sign for 12.
Y'all know Terrence.
But because Ja Morant, y'all want Ja Morant to be the YN that you didn't want him to be. At first, when he was a YN, it's, oh, come on, Ja. Just play basketball, Ja. Just play basketball, Ja. Then you give him the name Ja Wick. Every joke on the internet is about Ja and guns, but you don't want him to say nothing about guns. You let him play the game. You let him do the gun shit all year. You niggas not paying attention. Then when he does it to Steph Curry and Draymond, and it goes viral, now all of a sudden, Ja will never learn. Oh, wow, Ja still at it. Get off this man nutsack, man. He a young nigga trying ball. He just trying to play basketball. Do you know who y'all sound like? Do y'all know who got these same haters? And there was a lot of black and young and everybody who swear Ja just needs to play basketball. He's too worried about his image. Do y'all know who they said that about? AI. Allen Iverson since college. Allen Iverson was going up Georgetown. What's Georgetown? John Thompson?
I forget.
John Thompson.
Yeah, I remember when he passed away.
Allen Iverson said, if John Thompson didn't pull my drunk ass in the dorm room and say, hey, look, you about to fuck this whole thing up. Since he was in college, he was a problem. The reason why it's cool to get tattoos, wear chains, do all of that shit in the league is because AI, and guess what? When the shit was happening, y'all, everybody thought AI was trying to be a rapper. He's trying to be this.
So much shit.
He got
His
so much
whole
hate.
career.
But now look back, Terrell. Look what everybody say. Oh, he's an innovator. He's this. Oh, and y'all love Shay. Y'all love Anthony Edwards. But them niggas are low-key the same people, do the same shit. But I guess since Shay is winning, since Anthony Edwards last year in the playoffs was winning.
Ja and them was winning, they was talking shit. They was big talk. They was talking big shit.
Ja Morant, and that's what the dude was like. The dude was like, what did he win? I didn't say he was winning championships. Just when Ja said he was good in the West, that's when he was literally acting like a YN. He was literally a young nigga rapper. Stay on that side. They don't want smoke with us. If it's smoke, we want all the smoke. Like it was a lot of rapper talk.
I'm getting ready to say,
And I swear people just didn't like the fact that he was acting like that and not being a humble Shai Gilgeous-Alexander type of person. Y'all swear y'all want the next AI, but then soon as y'all get him, y'all want him to not be so black. He's too, you can tell, he's trying to be like a rapper.
But T, my question as a nigga that's not an NBA fan is why do they love it? It seemed like they love the tenacity and the personality that come with
Anthony Edwards.
But they hated it from Ja. Like, I don't get that. Because Anthony Edwards was cursed in front of Obama or some shit, and people ate that shit up. I feel like if that was Ja, it would have been like...
Anthony Edwards pointed at the Denver Nuggets fan and said, you like that shit, nigga? And that went crazy. Oh, he called him a nigga. It was everything he did was funny.
I feel like it's authentically him, and people fuck with it, but they didn't fuck with it from Ja because I feel like people feel like...
They felt like with Ja it wasn't authentic.
With Ja it's not authentic.
But that's my thing. I feel like the reason why is because Ja is acting like the rappers we see.
Terrence, it's the same way you felt about Jello and how Jello went to Chino Hills. You gave him so much shit and said you didn't give him shit, but you was pointing out the fact that Jello up there rapping about niggas swerve in that corner, but you went to Chino Hills. People feel that way about Ja.
Jello got on stage and said, I got some killers and some gangsters. That's just how we move around. I bet.
Okay, and then let me tell you, Ja
Morant never did that.
Because now I gotta say this because you like
the dude did say Ja Morant said somebody could feel how Hallows feel.
Yes.
On a TL.
Yes. And
this is my thing.
Terrence,
you can.
Terrence,
you can. It's free to feel how Hallows feel.
This the thing.
It is.
Terrence love to act like sometimes, and I will say this, and I've been on your side this whole time, so you can't even say that. We gonna move on from this.
Nothing wrong.
Terrence will act like Ja has just been the most innocent. Everybody coming at him, but
you
Terrence,
cannot like
one
him. But
thing
what did
I
he
will
do
say,
wrong?
People saw how he was brought up. You got to the league, and you should be like Shai. You should have that. You should be like this. And guess what? The fact that people watched you become this, it's the same people, bro, that felt that way about Tupac, that felt that way about Drizzy.
But y'all act
where
like
you
Ja
was
came
one
in,
way first, and now that you did this, and now you act like a thug. Niggas felt like
that way since he came in the league, bro.
Terrence,
y'all been the same nigga since he came in the league.
Jello could say he was the same nigga for years. But
Jello
niggas will
know
still,
you was not.
Terrence, niggas will still point out the school you went to. Niggas still gonna point out the school that Ja went to and the upbringing he had, how his father was connected. And this is the thing, T.
Jello is saying he has killers. And he's living the life of a rapper.
And that's my point.
Ja Morant is not.
Ja,
He just reminds niggas of rappers, and they don't like it.
Nah, but you actually low-key kind of worse. Because again, we talking about how it's bullshit, you getting fined, whatever. But let's talk about perception for a second. Because the people that don't like Ja do have points. You the nigga that you came up, people thought you came up a way where you shouldn't even be anywhere near this type shit that you dealing with now. You know what I'm saying? Like, people feel like you came up good. Why are you on IG Live acting like a thug with a gun? Because it's not like you was
He's not acting like a thug with a gun. He just had one.
And this is the thing. You not even on there saying, yo, I try to protect myself everywhere I'm going on some professional shit. You on that joint and you listen to your music, whatever, and I'll say this. You being a young, you doing you. But this is not what people think is you, and that's the point, T. People think you should be like Shay. People saying, look at Ja
want
online.
you to be like Shay. They don't like that could be you.
But T, okay, so let's say
Who
Jello
are we to tell him that ain't him?
But Terrence, okay,
Because you knew the house he grew up with?
Let's say Jello say, I do got killers with me, and I do got this around me. That ain't gonna stop niggas from saying, nigga, you still with the Chino Hills, and you're an idiot for choosing this side of life. And that's what niggas said about Ja. You're an idiot for wanting to even have your image look like this when you make millions. That's niggas' point.
Jello, you entering a field where niggas die, saying they got gangsters and killers.
Ja,
you
doing
need
the
to
same
go
thing.
to LA, Jello, and perform. Ja Morant is a confident basketball player.
Terrence, what about the stuff he did? Come on. What about the stuff he did? Terrence, he did say niggas can feel how Hallows feel.
It's free to feel how Hallows feel.
He said that to a fan, I said.
Somebody said it's
free to something, and he said it's free to see how Hallows feel. Okay, Ja. Okay.
And then we see you with a gun.
You got a gun. Then look, you online saying these bitch ass niggas ain't gonna slide. It just sounds like, this doesn't sound like you trying to win a basketball game. This sounds like
I battle so much with the fact that
like you think you're a thug.
Y'all don't realize that y'all be sounding like that.
But
that is what it comes from.
You gotta understand that people feel that because of how he was brought up and how people don't think, because again, look, people don't say that about Ant because for some reason people feel like Ant is really that person.
I'll say this, y'all. Ant is having fun, and the reason why people like Ant and not Ja Morant is because, like I said, Ja Morant aligned himself with the same thing that Jello is aligning himself with, which is gangster rap. You out here acting like a gangster rapper. That's what he don't like. So look, Anthony Edwards, he can be as Atlanta as he want. He can be whatever as he want, as long as he don't try to act like a thug. As soon as we start seeing Ant Edwards gets caught with a gun, or imagine Ant Edwards with his niggas and then he has a gun and then he puts it away. We'd be like, yo Ant, you bigger than this.
Yeah.
You know? That is what we would say. But this the thing also, y'all. We don't know the nigga. Do y'all know who gets so much smoke, but like, he really shouldn't, but because we don't really know him and he went to the NBA, people just don't like him? Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson is like the nigga who street that made it to the NBA, and y'all expect him to just turn it off. Like, you might not like how he is, but
the shit he did in Chicago, he will never recover from. I'm sorry. You out there with niggas that are 20 years younger than you talking about checking in and doing what you gotta do.
A lot of y'all don't like that video, but a lot of you could not have been standing in that man's shoes because you're not willing to do what he's doing, and he knows what to do because he is from a certain cloth. I see if the nigga went out there and got smoked or beat up, then we could say he's doing funny business. But like I said, a lot of people don't like
business. People would have more compassion for him. People would be like, damn, that's fucked up they did Steven Jackson like that out there in Chicago. But
it's a fact that I'm gonna say, y'all. And y'all ever thought that this wasn't funny? The only thing that the world...
And we moving on from this.
Okay. The only thing that the world deems acceptable, or the only thing that the world sees street shit acceptable to be a part of, is rap music. Rap music is the only thing in the world where we will allow street shit to be acceptable within this entire thing. From the heads all the way up top, they don't care about it. The people all the way to the bottom that listen to it don't care about it. With football, whenever somebody's too street, we just talked about Pac-Man Jones. The people that are violent and that they might show signs that they're street anytime. Look at Lamar Jackson. Look at whenever these players come in and they have an edge, they get judged harshly. They have a much harder time in the league because the league, the NBA, Allen Iverson, seems like even in the world, any job you get, the closer you are to street shit, they gonna say, oh, we don't want you to be a part of our business. You need to clean that up. What you really are and where you come from, if it's the streets, that type of bullshit, we don't want that in our business or establishment or our team or whatever it is, except hip hop. I think that's a golden observation there.
And why do you think the higher ups, like you say, at the labels are cool with it in hip hop? Because the only place that persona is monetizable is in film and music.
It's in film.
I can make a movie and you can do that. You can do whatever you want in the movie. If the script makes sense, we'll greenlight it. They'll go see it if you put the right star in it, XYZ. And you could be as gangster as you want. Not Leo Cohen. I forget who that was that sat with Charlamagne. We talked about it.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck how gangster you are. We just want to make money. But you are so right, because anywhere else you go, it's not monetizable for you to be like that. So you know what? We're going to try to push that away. And it's even black folks that have suited up and will still... And you know what, Terrence? I will say this,
fucked up because you saying it's not monetizable, and they probably thought that same thing about AI, and now look at the league. The league resembles and is more like AI than any other player from back then when it comes to aura.
And you know what, Terrence? I did make a mistake by saying that, because guess what? On 2K, they pimping you niggas out to make your characters tatted up.
Yeah.
Have all these emotes.
How many?
Just all these wristbands, headbands. Is AI getting a check for bringing that to the league?
Bringing that to the league? No.
2K?
He got his ass whooped for that.
Right.
He got his ass whooped for that.
So,
what y'all really try and get Ja Morant to do is be somebody that, unfortunately, whether you like it or not, whether he comes from it or not, you're forcing him to be somebody he might not be. Which is, look, when you shoot, they want you to do this. You can't even do this because my man showed a gun on what's her name and my man did this. It's the people in this league.
You did it too, Terrence. You see? You so trying to get Ja out that you forgetting he was the nigga that started the shit.
Terrell, he did, but like low key, we inflating.
I love the nigga.
We confused the game. He didn't do none of that shit on the NBA. Y'all act like he was on the Grizzlies profile.
No, I will say that. That's true.
He getting hit over the head for his personal life, and y'all not liking how he's choosing to live his personal life.
Yeah.
If Ja Morant had guns and he was shooting deer and he said, "Woo, we just got another. Ooh, buddy, we just got another." They're gonna be sharing him just like they share that dude from the Panthers, because they all love his country ass, because he'll get up on a horse. Oh, I'll go down there and go. I'll get that damn thing. I'll put that thing up over. Oh, do you see how they love him, right? Because what does he come from? He come from a life that's more like y'all, that's more consumable.
It's more palatable to you.
If he has 2 guns, then y'all gonna say this black dude has 2 guns, but he's hunting, he's cool. Ja Morant living the life of what we come from, where we have to survive, the streets and stuff like that, that's not likable even from you niggas.
I think you saw this weekend. I'm not gonna get into it for real, because I didn't even really know if I want to talk about it on the podcast, but the guy that stabbed that young boy, that was a twin. When I saw that story, I said,
my heart broke when I saw that story.
This is fucked up.
Yeah.
I went to G and told her, this is fucked up.
I told A-Chain.
In the beginning,
Yeah. I said, yo, this bad. Because I told Terrell, we were seeing that story on some, y'all not going to talk about this, though. Oh, but y'all not about to talk about this.
Yeah, it was a lot of people saying,
like,
if he was white and the role was reversed, this will be national news. It was like one of those, damn, this is bad.
You know what, y'all,
he shouldn't have killed, bro.
Yeah.
The wave of racism that would crest over that tweet and over all of that shit was insane. And this is my thing. We slowly started to see that shit didn't look...
It was a reason for all of that. Yeah, it was a reason we started hearing all of that.
And the reason why I even bring that up is because we talking about how they showing pictures of like this guy with a gun. Oh, he's hunting. You seen the 2 pictures of the white boys with guns that they didn't put out at first. They was quick to put out the black dude holding the AK.
Right. Because
to make him look like a criminal. And then when those pictures came out of the white boys with guns, people just assumed they're a part of a legal protecting their house and their livelihood and families lifestyle. It's the reason why black in the dictionary, go look at the definition of black in the dictionary and go look at the definition of white. It goes all the way back, bro. I'm sorry, it does.
Think very, very, very small, y'all, and I know y'all don't like when we do this. Why would they not like the fact that you have a gun? but they love the fact that everybody else has guns.
And they love their guns and
they
will
love
kill
their
you if
guns.
you try to come take them from
But
them.
why do they hate the fact that you have a gun? That's just the one question I got for
And
you.
my question to end the Ja Morant thing, we'll move forward, is can the nigga never post or say anything about guns ever again in his life as an NBA player or lose money? Cannot never ever again post a gun.
Mikal Bridges can come down with the Knicks, hit a 3 in my face and do this at me.
Does he still do that?
Yes! All them niggas do they same shit. You see the nigga that he made it 3 and then he went like this and was like,
oh yeah.
because now they don't know. And I guarantee Mikal Bridges probably gonna slow down.
And it's probably
that.
going to change. It's going to eventually change because the NBA going to try to dodge this, which is y'all was doing Ja dirty.
What I don't like is you getting $75,000 out of Ja's pockets for this. I don't like that.
Yeah. Move forward, man. Put y'all thoughts in the comments. What do y'all think about it? I know a lot of people don't like Ja, but just try to look past your dislike for bruh and think about the system around and like the circumstance in place. Oh, that looks very yummy.
Let's go, A-Train.
What's that that looks good. And you know what, bro? I've been craving some good baked chicken.
Man.
I haven't had no good baked chicken in a long time. You know, we do fried all the time. We fry everything.
We fried everything.
I need some good baked. And then now that motherfuckers got air fryers, niggas really ain't baking.
Yeah, niggas really ain't baking. Hey, this is this air fryer and fried.
Yeah.
Oh, so 2 fried options. Just moving it forward, Warner Bros. Just greenlit Ice Cube. Last Friday is officially announced. Ice Cube is set to star in it as well as write it. Hopefully not alone. Hopefully he has a team of writers. But the last Friday came out. I think I just told y'all today makes 30 years since today. But this year makes 30 years since the original Friday. It's also 30 years since the original Bad Boys and other movies that came out in 95. Yeah.
95 films turned 30
this year. Crazy. Also crazy to see that I believe Friday After Next might have came out in like 08 or 09. But I think we're over 20... I'm gonna just say 15, even 10 years removed from the last Friday. And this is exciting for me, man. A couple things that I do want to say. Before I say that, I'm gonna ask Terrell what you think about Last Friday Greenlit from Warner Bros.
I hate it. Y'all know how I feel about late sequels. Y'all know how I feel about late sequels. Love Cube, love Ice. I love everything Ice Cube has done. He's a legend. He deserves flowers. He deserves every lifetime achievement. What I don't think he should trouble himself with is feeling like he has to deliver another Friday. You do not. Friday, next Friday, and Friday next after next, to me, are perfect with all of the flaws that they may have to people. I feel like they're perfect. They're cultural moments. Every last one of them fit a different time for me. The first Friday is like a comfort film. I can put that on at any time.
Trying to find the best.
Yes. Once that start, the dopamine release, the oxytocin hit that I get just hearing that.
Yeah.
You know? Next Friday, you know, this is a fun, I could laugh my ass off at this joint. If I want to put on something funny in the background. Kelly came over the other day. We were crew. I put Next Friday on. All 3 of them on Netflix. Why did I pick Next Friday? Because the vibe we in right now, this is funny if fit. Mm-hmm. What is Friday After Next, Terrence?
Friday After Next is a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas film. Everybody knows
Everybody
that.
knows
It starts with Silent Night. Santa. Like,
Santa stole our shit.
Santa stole
we got
our
robbed
shit.
by Santa.
Ghetto Santa Claus. We threw a Christmas party. Everybody knows that these films are cultural moments, and I feel like since people have always lived in this system that we've created where nostalgia is king, everybody has always pressed Ice Cube probably for years about when the next Friday, when you're gonna do this. Oh, what if they bring back Smokey? Who wanna see a 60-year-old Chris Tucker play Smokey and he's out of shape, he's older, he's not Smoke no more. People was like, oh, it'd be dope if he came back as a pastor and wanted to preach to Craig. No.
And
this is my thing, Terrence. Do you know what the conversation quickly became? Oh, matter of fact, I'm gonna let you say because before I'm getting ready to bring up a whole other point.
Before
you say what you think. Say what you think.
I'm gonna just give y'all a couple more facts that I feel like we should talk about with Ice Cube doing this before we even get into the nitty gritty about like if we want to see this. Ice Cube's last film that he wrote was Janky Promoters. Terrell, you seen Janky Promoters?
Janky Promoters was the one. I will be lying if I said I thought everybody seen it. It's something Dad will watch.
Janky Promoters came out in 2009, believe it or not. Glorious year. However, Ice Cube had a $10 million budget. The movie made $9,000.
Damn.
That is Ice Cube's biggest loss of his career. The last thing he put his pen on. So, this makes this a very tall task for Ice Cube to deliver something that has a huge 15 to 20 year price tag on it. You know what I mean? Like, the writer that gets behind the next Friday has to fulfill 3 films, y'all, not just the one. They got to fulfill what we loved about 1, 2, and 3. And that makes it harder than a Coming to America 2. But this is the golden part. The film relies heavily on nostalgia, like you said. And believe it or not, 7 actors that were in the original Friday have all passed away. John Witherspoon, who played Pops from Friday. He was in every Friday.
Yeah.
He passed away. Tiny Liston, who played Debo. He was in Friday and next Friday.
Yeah.
He passed away. Ezell from the very first Friday.
Oh, yeah.
He's passed away.
Ezell's gone.
Bernie Mac, the pastor from the very first Friday.
Bernie
He's
gone.
passed away. Do you remember? Well, fuck you, half dead motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. I knew they would be gone by now. They were like in their 60s in 95.
By now, they have passed away. Ronaldo Ray, no. You want some of this too, old man? No. Why you bring me down here with these people? Red's father passed away. And then last but not least, Yvette Wilson. I'm trying to see what's up with you and Rita. The girl who played Rita, her name was Yvette Wilson. She passed away.
She passed away early too, right?
Mm-hmm. So those are just the 7 actors from the first film that have passed away. I don't know about any actors from the second and third, but I only say that to say Ice Cube went on to make a second and third after the first one, and he didn't have every single one of these actors in it. So it's not like these are all premiere. I think the biggest losses from these will be Pops. Pops was huge. Pops was huge to not have, but when you really think about it,
it could still be done without him.
Pops was in next Friday, but he wasn't in it. He was in Friday After Next, but he was not in it. Like he was not
very supportive.
Very supportive. Like there was a great, like, going to the scene with him and Miss Pearl. Like
Miss Pearly.
Oh, Miss Pearly, sorry. But that made having him great because we could always tie him back to the OG.
And even though he's not, when you think about his runtime compared to his impact on your takeaway of the film as a whole, you needed him there.
You need him. He's the one.
You needed Uncle Elroy in both Next Friday and Friday After Next, because you need them characters to help tie your film all together, and that's my biggest fear.
I'm telling you, like, I felt like Craig becomes a man with his father. You know, most important scene in Friday, y'all don't realize, is when he said, "You think you a man with that gun in your hand, don't you?" Craig said, "I'm a man without it." The rest of Craig's life in Next Friday and Friday After Next, he still clings to that message. I think what they should have in Last Friday is a certain send-off for Pops. Maybe the movie starts with the death of Pops, and that's what brings Smokey here. That's what brings Day Day here. That's what brings everybody together.
If they can bring everybody together on some we old shit, and then they said maybe they the old heads now, maybe they try and deal with these YNs.
And maybe the DC Young Fly in the new Friday fits better if you can make it Smokey's son.
Smokey's son is DC Young Fly.
Maybe now Ice Cube can actually have a son, which is his actual son could be in it. He's got O'Shea. You still got Money Mike with Cat Williams on a tear right now. You still got Uncle Elroy. I'm sure you can get out there and get. I'm sure you can get out there and get
the
DJ
Don ain't
Pooh.
coming outside. I don't know.
Get DJ Pooh to help you write it.
Now you're right. The only thing, y'all, is they gotta sell this motherfucker. Because guess what, Terrence?
You can still get Pinky.
Y'all, look.
He's out there.
This is what you call a great tweet moment right here. Because if Terrence was to tweet this, because I agree with everything he's saying. And guess what? Everybody online is going to agree with you saying that. That would be a great idea. They should do that. Why don't it seem like the ideas we all have that we think are great, they don't do? And the reality is, these motherfuckers have to sell this film. So our great idea isn't the most monetizable. So guess what the conversation turned to on Twitter? This better not have no influencers in it. I don't want to see Kaz and that. I don't want to see that. But guess what, y'all?
That is great resistance.
Terrence, that is great resistance. But if I'm the studio that just greenlit this,
oh shit, we actually have to put a good film out.
Y'all gotta understand.
So pressure lands where? Oh, go ahead, Trey.
And we cooking with the same pot.
Yeah.
Think about it. Y'all ain't never went wrong with us.
Wait.
Niggas gonna know we play Overcooked. But this is what people don't think about. People don't think about the fact. Hold on, wait, I'm about to lose it.
No, you didn't. You were talking about how the studios just greenlit a film that people are saying we don't want influencers in.
So guess what? Now I'm faced with okay, how the fuck do I get the 18 to 24 to 30-year-olds to the theater to see this movie without jazzing it up with something? Think about it. We love Keke Palmer already as a culture. Who do we also love right now? Got the #1 record with Kendrick for like 7 weeks in a row. After already just killing shit. SZA. SZA gonna get them young girls to the theater. And the fact that it's a black comedy, you gonna get the Essence magazine crowd. You gonna get certain people. It wasn't that big of a budget. We put it on streaming quick. You saw it came to Netflix fast as fuck.
Me and A-Train already watched it on Netflix, believe it or not. We watched it last night. Watched that.
Wasn't it good?
I thought it was okay. I told her it didn't really have much of a story, but Keke Palmer and SZA makes it so enjoyable that you don't need this big cohesive story.
Now, yeah, a lot of people like the fact that it was all shot in one day. It felt like a Friday type film.
Yeah,
Funny we
a
speaking
movie
about it.
you could just put on, like you just said, and enjoy. I didn't judge it too hard. I feel like Keke Palmer is low key, y'all. It needs to be said. Keke Palmer getting funnier.
And she already
Can we
was funny.
admit that?
Yes.
Like, she been funny. And y'all, Keke Palmer been funny, but no, y'all. It's like for the last 2 years,
You know I'm a Keke fan. You know I'm a Keke fan. You know I'm a Keke fan. We kicked her back in a couple of years on this podcast.
We kicked her back in. I felt like
for that bullshit she did with Usher. The start of, look, you see how all of our conversations are coming back full circle?
Yeah, you see?
That's when you've been doing it for a long time.
Do y'all see what I told y'all about the fact that it was the 27 divided by
Terrence, no.
27.
No. You don't even remember.
You see this conversation?
No, you don't even see it. If you was in Interstellar, Murph would have left the watch. Your black ass would have been stuck in the wormhole.
Terrell, you know what? You are the guy in Interstellar that will be looking at this moment like,
you right. Because Murph figured that what people don't get about Interstellar.
She figured that shit out.
She figured that shit out with the watch. She was like 23, bro. She died. She was on her deathbed when her father came back.
And she said, I knew it was you.
She rode that belief 40 more years that he would come back. Nigga said he wouldn't. She named a whole damn space station in the sky after this nigga. They was able to bring the nigga back before she died.
So look
and
at your
niggas wanna
bum
tell
ass
me
hating on me.
Okay, all right, bet. You're right.
You should be making me a space station, you stupid nigga. You should be making me a space station.
I already made you a space station. It's called Mallory Bros Patreon. Go over and subscribe.
It's called The Realest 9.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's a fact. I made the nigga a space station.
What you mean?
Nah, I'm not
give him
saying
that. I give him that. Give it to him. Yeah.
Damn, can't even give a nigga flowers without them wanting more
You know
flowers.
how niggas are.
But look, just to wrap that conversation, I'm excited for Friday. I'm excited for last Friday, but I'm also not because I know what they're gonna have to do to fund this film. And if you think they're not gonna fill it with influencers or have something like that, maybe the resistance that we have now could change that, but I just don't see it not happening, y'all. I feel like people are trying to call their bluff because y'all know that's the play now. You know you're gonna see Drewski or Aiden Ross or somebody's there's gonna be cameos. It gotta be.
And I feel like y'all also do not forget that this is about to be a Cube Vision joint. And when that man is in front of films, forget janky promoters. This is Ice Cube's opportunity to like tie a bow on his film career, y'all. And I told A-Train, I have so much faith in Ice Cube's originality and authenticity. He's not gonna let this be a Coming to America 2 type deal. Eddie Murphy, I don't believe that you have any film integrity to keep on Coming to America. No offense to him, but I just feel like Ice Cube is not like that. Ice Cube won't let that happen to his franchise. I think we get the best thing that we get is Ice Cube is in the writer's room. And like I told you, Terrell, that resistance that we see from people saying, okay, I don't want social media influencers. I don't want this. All of that pressure goes all the way from the studio to Ice Cube's notepad. Cube. That means what you write has to be good enough that the influencers fit in your story. They don't just feel like influence. That's it.
And you know who does a terrible job with that? Tyler Perry. And one thing I'll say in closing. Nigga put Fousey Tube in the Medea Boo joint, had all types of Vine niggas in that joint. It was terrible.
No, the King Batch, Medea.
And this is the thing that really scared me, y'all. Because Bad Boys 4 was good.
You didn't hear that they're doing another one?
I think so. But like, when you think about Bad Boys 1 and 2, then they took a 20-year break. They tried to do another one.
They did a 3.
It was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The bit, like, they didn't learn from, like, Bad Boys 4 was probably the best job of, like, success after, you know what I'm saying? Like, successful reception.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you remember, people was coming out and saying, Bad Boys 4 is good. Y'all need to go
Bad
see it
Boys
in the theater.
actually
It was
good.
like a campaign.
Yeah, and it
then
was actually
and
good.
they got us to the theater. We went and saw it.
It was
But,
good. It
like,
was okay.
Exactly. Think about how you feel about that.
Yeah.
Think about how you feel about,
It actually wasn't that good.
think about how you feel about when they did the Coming to America 2. Think about how you feel about, what's the other joint that they just did?
Certain remakes, I feel you. Yeah.
You know? It always is either cool, but it's
You
always...
give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
And you know what, bro? That crowd that went to go see Friday, they not going to the theaters like that. That's where we struggling in the box office.
Oh, I actually added this right here. This is the last point that I'm going to make on here. The teens who watched the show, meaning if you was a teenager when Friday came out, let's say you was 13 through 18. Now you're between 45 and 55.
Yeah.
If you were an adult who watched Friday, which Friday had fucking shit and bitch all in it, it was for adults. If those people are going to come back to the theaters now, those people are between 60 and 70 years old now. Mom and dad's age. They was adults when Friday came out in 95. Maybe even before that, you got some. But like those people are between 60 and 70. The people who were kids, the people who were maybe between 8 and 10 years old when Friday came out, most of us are in that 30-year-old bracket. So like, when we talk about people going to see this movie, Terrell, the age of nostalgia stops with us. So think about 24, 25, 18. I'm not saying y'all haven't seen Friday because y'all grew up on it just like how we did. I was born in 94. Friday came out in 95. I had to y'all like grow up
To
learn
sure.
Friday still. And my parents was putting that shit on like it was new. Nuts. Either way, he does have to incorporate something to get this young crowd there, Terrell, because you can't bank on 45 to 70 building a Warner Bros. Budget.
Yeah.
And what has Warner Brothers been doing with their movies lately, Terrell? What did they just do with Mickey 17? Isn't that Warner Brothers?
Yeah.
Mickey 17 was barely promoted, and then it went straight to streaming. So just be careful, Ice.
Yeah.
But no, we ain't gonna let that happen, Ice.
I was gonna say,
Soon as that trailer drop,
even if he need to crowdfund it though, don't try to make it with Tubi or make it with some bullshit studio or try to do it all yourself and make it for $20 million when you might be able to.
he's already linked with Warner Bros. Bro, he already tried to go to crowdfund it, Terrell.
Oh, you're right.
shit don't work
You're right.
no more?
I'm forgetting that part.
That shit don't work no more. That's not Spike Lee 1990.
Nah, you remember what was that website that we used in college? They said just get on here and do a crowdfunding.
Oh my gosh, what was it? It wasn't GoFundMe though.
No, it was get on
Kickstarter.
Yeah. We was in
Yeah.
school. They used to be like, yo, if you want to fund your film, figure out. First of all, that was some real adult shit. And you see, that's the trouble about we getting ready to talk about college and black men. This motherfucker good at his job.
Not tell the nigga it's
the 274. We went to film school very young. We didn't really understand like budgeting a film.
Yeah.
And a lot of what we learned was theory and hands-on. You're not learning that producer side for real.
No, you're not.
The producer job is money. All right, bet. So you need, all right, it costs how much to rent it? We add it to the budget. I mean, all the way down to like if you're shooting a wedding and you're gonna have them all in tux, you may need to go to Men's Warehouse, price 18 suits,
Yeah.
get that price, and then now that's a part of your budget. We didn't learn that. So when they had Kickstarter,
Hold on, wait. We did learn that.
we did, but we didn't get that hands-on. What I mean is,
Oh, okay, yeah, I feel you. We didn't
that
get
producing part was like, you learn about it, but
Nah, yeah,
producing adults
yeah.
that went to school, like the people we went to school with that was like 28, 29, they would like go off and crowdfund their own films, but I feel like they had a better understanding of exactly what they needed.
Yeah.
The most intimidating shit is being 19, wanting to make a movie, but being hesitant to say, yo, we need $50,000 from this, and not being able to have a compelling pitch.
Yeah, and then people either believe in your project and fund it, or people expect to see a certain return. So that's another thing where you feel like if we raise $50,000 from it, not that we need to go and win an Oscar or even make theaters, but like film school, small level, you think, okay, we raised $50,000, let's try and go and submit for festivals. Let's show these people that their money We tried to get some award back for it because as an executive producer, it would be nice to say, hey, I just executive produced a film that won this film festival.
Yep. Yeah.
So you can't just
you want those laurels.
Yeah,
that show up on the
crowdfunding
end.
doesn't just stop at, hey, this needs to make millions of dollars and hit theaters. Nah,
Yep.
even on a small level, hey, what y'all about to do with it?
A fact. And think about this. If you went down there now at 30,
Oh, yeah, it'd be different.
It'd be easy. I could put my whole budget together. We could crowdfund, and I ain't got. Look, imagine just like Full Sail. You down there on living expense. You have no job. You're not a YouTuber. You got nothing but 24/7 dedication to making a film.
Come on.
You know what I would make?
You know
Now,
what we would make?
The time you have alone with your pen. Do you remember them nights, bro? We spent so many nights and mornings just in that Florida apartment, forced to do nothing but think about what you could create.
Yes, bro.
It's the reason we even have this now. This is the brainchild of years of
That solitary. 100%.
Yes.
Because that's
And
what
so-
I call it. We ain't go nowhere, bro.
yeah, still here. Still the
We
same.
ain't go nowhere so much that when we came home, niggas was inviting us places and we was not going. You know why?
Yep.
We was getting invited in Florida. Hey, you guys should come down to this club. You guys should come over here. And we'd be like, nah, because like...
The clubs was very.
Club-
it was very
Also,
dubsteppy back then
the
too.
people
Remember?
there, it was like, I'm not about to go down here with, you know.
Nah, yeah. And then our crew really didn't do the club thing like that. We did it a couple times. It just really wasn't really.
That wasn't our vibe, man. We was down there for film,
We
nerdy
wasn't around.
shit.
We wasn't
It
around.
was great
No
shit.
women for real. That's the one bad thing about going to art school. Anyway, I bring that up to say, the conversation on the TL kind of
It was messy at first.
it got a little messy, but it was a conversation we was having about black men and their reluctance to go to college versus black women, right? And it turned into a broader conversation about younger men, but just focusing on that, right? Like just to give y'all stats, 70% of the degrees earned in, this is just 2021 forward, but 70% of the degrees, both bachelors and associates, were earned by black women versus the 30% by men. So out of all black folks, 70% of the degrees since 2021 have been from our women. They now outpace us on campus 2-1.
Damn,
so
yeah.
if you black on campus and it's just you, there's guaranteed 2 black girls that go to this school somewhere. And so when
On
you think
most
about that,
campuses, yeah.
if it's 50,000 black men that go to this school, there's 100,000 black women that go to this school.
Ooh, that's a lot of people, but that's just hypothetical.
And that's not necessarily graduation. It's more so enrollment. Black women are the most, and do you know black women are also the highest and they lead in enrollment every year for college. Between them and Asian women, like they going to school. And the conversation became, why do you feel like black men don't go to school? And you know, it got messy.
Nah, 100.
Now I want to see what you're going to say. I'm going to ask you first, because then I just can gauge where we going to start the convo.
Why
But
do I feel like black men don't
When
go
when you saw that conversation happening on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
And you do got to realize that we do have reluctance as black men.
Yeah.
Collectively, our college numbers aren't low. And that's something that I didn't really think about in the forefront, but when that came out as something to TL, it wasn't something I was prepared to fight. It's something that I kind of knew that we should probably go to college more. But why is the question. Why do you feel like in today's time,
Yeah.
kids are graduating high school and not going to college? Even go back to like a 2018. That crop of kids that graduated college in 2018, it's 2025 now. They've been out of college for what, 7 years? A lot of them just did not go to college. They got jobs, or they decided to do something else, or they decided to be entrepreneurs. And the reason why I asked Terrence this question, I'm gonna let him cook. The reason why I asked you this is because you a nigga that went to college, got a degree, made that decision, came home, worked a job, created a career. But you're also a entrepreneur, and you fit the mold of what they would consider, oh, I might just do that instead of going to college. Like the life you live now is inspiring to young people to say, oh, see, he has a successful online media situation. He ain't got to go to school, so I might just try and do that. So what you think, bro? Where do you fall on the why?
If you ask me, I feel like men in high school, we're forced to think about the future because it's right there. And I think it's a very simple reason why we have slowly stopped thinking about college, because for years, y'all, the difference between men and women is we low-key have had our options in front of us for what we could do, they've always been there, and not all those options have always had to do with college. You've always known as a man that you could not go to college and become a mechanic and become a plumber and become we always knew shit, fuck it, I could just become a lawnsman and cut grass. Trades. But you don't see a lot of women thinking like that, you know? Even as young men.
But the ladies got lash techs, they got...
Oh, no, I'm just saying I'm talking going back. And even growing up then, it was, okay, I could be a basketball player. I could be a football player. I could be a golfer, a swimmer. Like, I feel like as boys, we grew up with a lot more outlets that low-key didn't really have to be a college thing.
Education-wise,
Education-wise.
Yeah.
Because think about it. When we all said we wanted to be an NFL player, we knew I had to go to Alabama or college. But really, I think I'm going to be so damn good, I'm going to go there for free and then go to the league. But we don't be thinking...
You ain't thinking nothing about your grades and the work.
Not at all.
And the school part of it.
Right. Most of us don't end up doing that because of the grades and work at school.
The higher education becomes the second to the primary goal, which is really just you wanting to be good.
Back then, I feel like we had all of that to look at, and I feel like most of the women didn't really have those many outlets outside of, you need to go to college, and after college, you can do this. Or after school, you going to do this for a career.
It was less trades outside of like some of the like hair, nails, and stuff like that. Which didn't even take off until later.
And if they did want to get into a trade that a man would see, it would get looked down on. Even as far as like in media roles. Think about these days where a woman can now decide to go to college to be a sports commentator. When before, that wasn't necessarily an avenue.
Yeah, speaking of our Full Sail days, there was a lot of girls in our class that people would just write off like, why she even doing this?
Yeah, see, as a woman, and I think about this because I got a baby girl, and I think, like, I don't know what you're going to want to do, but I don't want you to feel like, you know, that you can't do it because you're a girl. Or I don't want them to look down on you because you're a girl, which means I got to have you razor sharp in whatever thing you go into, because I know that women get looked at when they want to do stuff with like this fake ass asterisk. That's why I think...
And black women?
Also,
it's a whole nother level.
Black women goes to a whole nother level. They also have a reason to feel black women, the most disrespected woman in the world. That degree look good beside my name. They're not going to disrespect me. That's how I can arm myself. Because, damn, fucking piece of beard fly in my damn mouth. Because, how else can a black woman show that she's powerful in America? You do that by getting your money up, getting your degrees up if you ain't got a family. Mm-hmm. Because with a broken family, they dub the black women as nothing. You just a baby mama, you know? So I think our women have gone to school out of a certain sense of survival too.
Yeah.
We've not gone to school out of that same thing. Trying to not just go to school and rack up debt, because Terrell, am I not wrong? Black women lead in college debt, right?
They are the highest accumulating party by race and gender for the accumulation of debt, and it's majority because of the seeking of higher education.
Yeah, that's why I said like they trying to level themselves up without needing no man.
Now, Terrence, that's where I feel like plays a role in, and I'm not blaming the women, but I think our women are getting smarter. Our women are going to school. Our women are, like you said, they get respect with more accolades or more access to wealth. So they're chasing higher education to get more access to wealth, but to also, like you said, they got that yellow stripe down their back where people counting them out too, like you said. And I think it's dope you say that, but I also think that gives a little bit of a window into why the men are not going to school. And I think it's because, like we just talked about with the highest accumulation of debt, seeking higher education is costly. A lot of these black women have student loans. A lot of them have grants or go through certain things or, borrow money.
Yeah.
When you think about what they require from a man is what? He need to be financially stable. That's the one thing that we could say our women are probably the most stiff on.
Yeah.
That. And it could just be, I know not everybody. I know most of us, like I always say, most of us make around 40 grand. That is our average number. We better pool our resources together. But unfortunately, our women have kind of, and they played a significant role in it, kind of have this idea that if you're gonna get with her, you need to have your money together.
Yeah.
So these young niggas that's graduating from high school, think about it, Terrence. If I'm 18, 19, and all I see online is, he better have money, he better make this amount, he better be able to do this, he can't even take you to the T. You can't even be a nigga in high school and take your girl to the TGI Fridays no more. Look at what, shout out to my cousin Khalid, I don't know if you watch. Her birthday dinner was not at TGI Fridays like back when we was 18.
No, ma'am.
Nah, we going to the very nice steakhouse. As a young nigga, that's a lot of money that I gotta have.
Yeah, and now they want you to pay for everybody that going?
Yes, so think about that pressure as a man, right?
Yeah.
And you don't just get that from our women. You get that from the TL. You get that from the Ashton Hall types. You get that from these niggas online saying, I'm 22-year-old millionaire, and this is what I'm doing. And guess what? All of this shit is kind of affecting the way these young niggas think. So think about this, bro. Why would I go to college and spend 4 years? So that's the thing. The resistance comes from that long-term commitment to the education for the potential money you gonna get. Think about it. Women have no issue going to school for 4 years. Taking another 4 years. Look at G. Gigi went to school for 4 years. Then just did a whole extra shit to be a nurse. As a man, I might be reluctant to do that because that's a lot of time before I actually have the money. And these women right now, I need money. So if I'm a young nigga, a lot of these young niggas are taking us out of,
true.
a lot of these young niggas are taking us out of entrepreneurship, got it out the mud mentality. I'ma just do this.
Cause I need money now.
And they're afraid to go and major in something for 4 years and then come out of that and now still struggle to find a job. Because what they're not telling you is black women are getting all these degrees. Are they making more money than black men?
No, they are not.
No.
No.
We still make more than y'all without y'all degrees, which is why I feel like talking about these degrees on the TL is just a way to shit on us further. But
Because
whatever,
it's something y'all got, we don't.
Yeah, but it doesn't result in y'all having wealth. Y'all just get that title. We trying to, and the crazy thing
It's
is,
low-key seem like low-key the play that they always wanted. Y'all got more degrees than us.
Nazi, don't say that because you just gave credence to why they are the way they are because of what the world has stacked against them. I feel like they have now lost sight of the reason why these niggas ain't going to school. Why y'all didn't think about everything that y'all require of them and how they gonna get it?
Y'all like my point, which is basically these YNs don't want to deal with that, and
they said you gotta stop calling all young black men YNs because YNs are
YNs. Yeah.
YNs.
Put it like this, y'all. I can totally understand what he's saying about like how young black men and just young men, period, today face a much different task with dating than we do. And they face that task sometimes in high school before they even go to college. Some of their choices are hinged around dating and stuff like that. But Terrell, you got to also admit, what I said does have some credence to this argument. Black women going to school because, bro, that's kind of their way. School. We as black men, yeah, we not going to school because there's pressure for us to date. We're not going to school because of the life's pressures. But then we also going to school because we have more opportunities and we pick those opportunities and they don't be school. And sometimes they work, sometimes they do not. There's a small percentage of this that we do have to wear, Terrell, where there's no excuses that can be put on the other gender. I think the only reason why we can talk about it in this sense with Terrell saying, like, it's because the TL got messy, y'all, because it just kind of seemed like black men were being put down for their low college attending, the low numbers for how many people are attending college.
Yeah.
When really, like Terrell saying, those numbers really didn't matter, y'all. It's just some bullshit that, obviously, like I said, the system is working itself out. Y'all got these degrees and you throwing them in our face.
Yeah.
And everybody knows the reasons why.
Black students are 3 times more likely to be suspended or expelled than white students with the same infraction. I'm sorry, that's suspended. They're 5 times more likely to be expelled for the same infraction. So, like, the system kind of fight against us a little bit. I mean, a lot of it, because you can't ignore statistics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, y'all like go through a lot in the school system early, and sometimes just making it out of high school, you feel like is a W.
Yes.
But They're not escaping that and feeling like they want to go and start that journey over. A lot of them feel like, I can make this shit on my own to get the money for her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could get rich doing what these niggas do.
And I look at the people that they look at, the Casanats, the people who entertain, none of them niggas went to and finished college. How many of the people that they're looking at finished college? Some of them went.
And how many of them, to include us, how many people do you know went to college and you are a fan of them because their degree is the reason why they're able to do what they're doing?
Right. How many of them are telling you to go to college?
Yeah.
Because
Because it's
me and
not
Terrell
like,
aren't.
the degree doesn't get you the
And that's not true.
success.
We not telling people not to go to college. We saying make sure you gonna go with a purpose.
Man, yes, because the one thing that I told G, I said, I don't give a fuck that people feel like we're telling black men not to go to college, because if we can keep ourselves from getting into a lifetime of debt,
Yeah.
then maybe sometimes it does make sense for you to think twice or take a few years off. We just talked about being 30 and still learning new shit. Terrence is studying a whole new language of shit. I'm studying a whole new language of shit.
Nah,
and we
yeah.
both 30. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
I feel like trying to trap black men in this, oh, y'all not going to college, but we are, but not y'all aren't making more money than us. So like, you just are accumulating more debt, which makes sense for how y'all want us to be.
Yeah, and that's
But like,
really negative.
Yeah.
All of the
like,
debt, that's not positive for the whole community.
Yeah. Yes.
You know?
I feel, yeah. So like, and then y'all don't want to do y'all don't want to do the split household where I got student loans, you got student loans, we put the rent together. Y'all want a man to come and be able to take that so you can focus on your student loan that you gotta
so
pay.
you can pay your student loan
Yes,
debt with your
that's
money.
why you need the rent paid.
Look, you don't want to be a stay-at-home wife. Y'all don't want to be stay-at-home moms because
Terrence, remember, the world stacked against them. They gotta have they gotta be
gotta
able
have
to
the-
show that they not just a
That's
baby mama. You see, that's why like the system's so built and like against all of us.
all of us.
Fuck, man.
It's a shame, man. And like I said, I feel like most of us have the truest, purest intentions. Don't let these conversations on the TL make y'all think that it ain't love, y'all. If motherfuckers didn't give a fuck, they wouldn't talk about it.
Fact.
Most
Fact.
podcasts
Fact.
not gonna talk about it. We talk about it because
Fact.
we give a
Fact.
fuck.
Fact.
So, yeah, man. Another week with the Mallory Bros, man. Another Tuesday. Locked in like always, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all, the weather has been up and down. I've been turning the heat on, air on, heat on, air on, waking up in the sweat, waking up cold. Be careful, because there is a bug going around. Terrence, anything quick?
Pray for me. Hopefully I don't catch with this motherfucking guy.
Next time.